Donald Trump has only a few days left to make a decision on Iran, because after that he won't be able to wage war alone. Earlier, Donald Trump himself unexpectedly stated that there are no longer any deadlines for ending the war in the Middle East or signing a peace agreement. But the US Congress unexpectedly set a one-week deadline for Donald Trump himself. The war that the US is waging against Iran has been going on for almost 2 months now, and the time is approaching when Donald Trump and the congressmen will have to decide how to proceed. Because US law prohibits the president from waging war without Congress's approval for more than 60 days. By May 1st, Trump will actually have 3 options. He can ask Congress for permission to continue military action, start winding them down, or try to get around this restriction. And what's important is that Iran understands all these options perfectly well. My name is Alexei Pichi. Let's discuss this topic together. But before we start, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, leave any comment under this episode, and subscribe to my Telegram channel Pichi News. The link to it is in the description of this video. So, recently, US President Donald Trump stated that he is giving to the warring Iranian factions inside the country a short period of time to unite around a consistent counter-proposal. Otherwise, the ceasefire he extended on Tuesday will end. White House sources noted that Trump is ready to extend the ceasefire for another 35 days to give the Iranians an opportunity to hold talks inside Tehran and put their affairs in order. Let me tell you, there is indeed a major split within the political and military factions inside Iran right now. I talked about this in a separate episode. However, Trump himself later unexpectedly stated that there is no time pressure either to continue the ceasefire with Iran or to hold peace talks. When asked when the war might end, Trump replied that there is no time frame and there is no need to hurry anymore. And although he previously said that the war would last from 4 to 6 weeks, it is now already in its 7th week. Next is a quote from Trump. People say that I want to finish the matter quickly because of the midterm elections, but that's not true. We want to make a good deal for the American people. But then suddenly an unpleasant truth came up. Now the deadline is set for Donald Trump himself. The war that the US is waging against Iran has been going on for almost 2 months now, and the time is approaching when Donald Trump and the congressmen will have to decide how to proceed. The fact is that American law prohibits the US president from waging war without congressional approval for more than 60 days. And so by May 1st, Trump will basically have 3 options. To appeal to Congress for permission to continue military action. Second, to start winding down these military actions or try to bypass this legislative restriction. Let's now follow the chronology. The bombings of Iran began on February 28, and Trump explained that he was acting within his powers as commander-in-chief, with the aim of protecting American bases in the Middle East and advancing the vital national interests of the United States, including the collective self-defense of our regional allies, including Israel. This was the justification for starting the war. Officially, Trump notified Congress about the start of the military operation in the Middle East only on March 2nd. And so, from this day, from March 2, the official 60-day period starts, which ends exactly on May 1. Trump can actually wage war for exactly 60 days without Congress's permission, using reasons like national security, protecting military bases, protecting allies, and so on. But after that, he either needs to end the war or get Congress's approval. Democrats in Congress have already tried 5 times to pass resolutions to stop military actions and force Trump to consult with lawmakers. The Republicans blocked everything, but some Republicans are already making it clear that the legal limit is very important to them. They say, okay, we've already blocked 5 Democratic resolutions, but it will be difficult to keep doing this going forward. Because 60 days are passing, action is needed. Republican Senator John Curtin, he wrote in early April that, quote, he would not support the continuation of military actions after the 60-day period expires without Congress's approval. Lisa Murkowski was one of the first to criticize the lack of transparency from the Trump administration regarding the goals, costs, and timeline of the war. Now, together with a group of senators, she is preparing a resolution authorizing the use of military force against Iran. But according to her, the main goal of this document is to restore authority of Congress and to demand that the Trump administration adhere to clear parameters for the military operation. Well, I mean, even she says that if the war is continued by Congress, it will be conducted under the total supervision of that very Congress. In the Senate, the Republicans currently have a slight majority, 53 votes out of 100. And if just a few people in the Republican Party, which until now has given Trump a blank check, take a tough stance, the White House will have to look for some kind of compromise. But Trump could lose significant support if the conflict drags on into May. Brian Mast, who heads the House Foreign Affairs Committee, warned about this. Right after Republicans in the House narrowly blocked the Democrats' resolution last week, Mast stated that, quote, the result of the vote could be completely different in 60 days. He meant this deadline, May 1st. The law allows for an extension of military action for another 30 days if the president provides written confirmation that additional time is needed for the safe withdrawal of American troops. But such an extension does not grant the authority to continue the offensive campaign itself. This would mean that after 30 days, all the troops that were additionally deployed should no longer remain in the region. But right now, Trump, on the contrary, is sending another aircraft carrier to this region. Although, of course, there are also clever loopholes. Presidents of the United States from both parties have previously managed to continue military operations without Congress's approval even after the 60-day period expired. For example, Barack Obama in 2011 explained that the law did not apply to the operation against Libya at that time, which aimed to stop the brutal suppression of popular protests by Muammar's troops, which involves prolonged combat or active exchanges of fire with enemy forces, as well as the participation of American ground troops. At that time, this drew sharp criticism from both parties, but some lawmakers now suggest that the Trump administration might use similar arguments in the case of Iran. They say there is no active phase of war and ground troops are not involved. The troops are simply stationed in the region and occasionally launch missiles at Iran to protect American military bases. That's all. Trump extended the 2-week ceasefire that expired on Tuesday, even though just a day earlier he called it unlikely. He did not specify when it would end, while more than 20 US warships continue to block the passage of vessels linked to Iran at the notional border between the Gulf of Oman and the Arabian Sea. The US has also sent a third naval strike group to the region. Led by the aircraft carrier USS George Bush, it will arrive in the Middle East within 35 days. That's exactly when the 60-day period ends. But let's see what the administration does next. I'll leave it at that. Share your opinions and conclusions in the comments below this episode. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell, and don't forget to like. If you want to support the work and this YouTube channel, you can do so financially by donating through the links and details in the description of this video or by using the QR code on your screens. I will be grateful for any support from you. That's all for now. Take care of yourselves. Goodbye, everyone.